The time traveler, a man of science and boundless curiosity, had dedicated years to unlocking the secrets of time travel. His workshop, a labyrinth of gears, levers, and gleaming metal, hummed with the promise of adventure. At its heart lay his invention, a magnificent contraption of polished brass and velvet upholstery, the time machine. With a nervous hand, he gripped the control lever. The air crackled with energy. He pushed the lever forward, and the room dissolved into a blur of light and motion. The time traveler was no longer bound by the constraints of the present. He was adrift in the vast ocean of time. When he finally opened his eyes, he found himself in a world both alien and familiar. He had arrived in ancient Egypt. The time traveler stepped out of his machine, his boots sinking into the warm sand. He was surrounded by a bustling city, a hive of activity. People in linen robes went about their daily lives, their voices a low murmur in the air. The sun beat down from a cloudless sky, casting long shadows from the towering obelisks and pyramids that dominated the landscape. He wandered through the crowded marketplace, marveling at the strange sights and smells. Merchants hawked their wares, spices, silks, and exotic animals. Craftsmen chiseled away at blocks of stone, creating intricate carvings. The time traveler felt like an observer from another world, a ghost from the future. He marveled at the ingenuity and artistry of the Egyptians, their mastery of astronomy and engineering evident in their monumental architecture. But amidst the wonder, there was also a sense of sadness. The time traveler knew that this magnificent civilization, like all civilizations, would eventually crumble and fade into dust. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, the time traveler set his sights on another era. He adjusted the controls of his machine, and with a deafening roar he was hurled through the annals of time. When the disorientation subsided, he found himself in 17th century London, a city on the brink of disaster. It was a city of narrow, winding streets lit by flickering oil lamps. The air was thick with the smells of wood smoke, horse manure, and human sweat. The time traveler found himself caught up in a throng of people, their faces etched with fear and excitement. Word spread like wildfire through the crowd. A fire had broken out in a baker's shop on Pudding Lane. The time traveler watched in horror as the fire, fueled by a strong easterly wind and the city's densely packed wooden buildings, quickly raged out of control. Flames danced across the rooftops, casting an eerie glow over the terrified faces below. For 3 days and nights the fire raged, consuming everything in its path. Leaving the ashes of London behind, the time traveler set his sights on the distant future. He imagined a world transformed by technology, a utopia of peace and progress. With a surge of anticipation, he activated his time machine, eager to witness the marvels of the future. He arrived in a world that was both familiar and strange. Towering skyscrapers pierced the clouds, connected by sleek silver vehicles that moved silently through the air. People went about their lives, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays. The time traveler was initially awed by the technological advancements he witnessed. However, as he spent more time in this future, a sense of unease crept over him. The people, though surrounded by technological wonders, seemed strangely detached, their lives devoid of genuine connection. The time traveler began to question the true meaning of progress. The time traveler, weary from his journey and burdened by the weight of his experiences, decided to return to his own time. As he prepared for his departure, he realized that time travel, for all its allure, was not without its perils. He had witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, the beauty and fragility of life, the wonders and dangers of technological advancement. He had learned that the past, though immutable, held valuable lessons for the present. He had seen that the future, though full of possibilities, was not guaranteed to be a utopia, but most importantly, he had learned that time was not a river to be navigated, but a vast, interconnected ocean. Every action, every choice had ripples that extended outwards, shaping the course of history. With a heavy heart, he activated the time machine and disappeared into the swirling vortex of time, forever changed by his journey through the annals of history.